You might love the taste, but your favorite fast food could be silently harming your prostate. From greasy burgers to crispy fried chicken, these popular meals are loaded with hidden dangers that fuel inflammation, disrupt hormones, and increase your risk of prostate problems. What you eat today could affect your health tomorrow, more than you think. First, we have bacon. It may seem like just another breakfast favorite, but bacon could be doing more harm than you realize, especially to your prostate. This sizzling strip of flavor is often loaded with preservatives, sodium, and saturated fats, all of which quietly chip away at your health. When consumed regularly, bacon introduces a flood of unhealthy substances into the body, many of which are directly linked to inflammation and the deterioration of prostate function. While the smoky taste may be tempting, the hidden dangers behind every bite could be worsening your prostate health day by day. One of the most concerning aspects of bacon is the high level of saturated fats it contains. Saturated fats can contribute to increased cholesterol levels, which may restrict blood flow and reduce oxygen supply to prostate tissues. When the prostate doesn't get enough oxygen, it becomes more vulnerable to damage and disease. Over time, this can contribute to prostate enlargement and even increase the risk of prostate cancer. High-fat diets, especially those rich in animal fats like bacon, have been shown in several studies to raise the likelihood of prostate-related complications. Then there's the issue of nitrates and nitrites, common preservatives used in processed meats like bacon. These chemicals are added to maintain color and prevent spoilage, but once inside your body, they can form nitrosamines, which are known carcinogens. The prostate is particularly sensitive to these compounds, and prolonged exposure may trigger abnormal cell growth. That's one reason why consistent consumption of bacon is often linked with a higher incidence of prostate cancer and other chronic health conditions. Bacon is also extremely high in sodium, and too much salt in your diet can have a cascade of negative effects. Excess sodium can lead to high blood pressure and kidney strain, but it also creates a pro-inflammatory environment within the body. Inflammation is one of the key factors that can irritate the prostate and lead to chronic prostatitis, a painful condition that affects many men as they age. For those already experiencing prostate discomfort, bacon can act like fuel on a fire. Another danger lies in the oxidative stress caused by compounds formed during the cooking process. When bacon is cooked at high temperatures, especially until it's crispy, it creates heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These are toxic compounds that can damage cells and DNA, increasing the risk of cancer. The prostate, being a gland sensitive to hormonal and environmental changes, may suffer from this oxidative stress more than other organs. Bacon also contributes to hormonal imbalance. High-fat diets have been shown to increase estrogen levels in men, and elevated estrogen can disrupt the natural balance of hormones that regulate prostate health. The prostate is a hormone-dependent organ, and any imbalance, especially an increase in estrogen or a decrease in testosterone, can promote abnormal growth and inflammation, further deteriorating its function. Regular consumption of bacon is also associated with weight gain and metabolic issues. Obesity is a known risk factor for aggressive prostate diseases, and processed meats like bacon contribute to belly fat accumulation. This type of fat surrounds internal organs and promotes insulin resistance and chronic inflammation, both of which have been tied to worsened prostate outcomes and a greater likelihood of developing prostate cancer. Moreover, bacon lacks essential nutrients that support prostate health, such as zinc, vitamin D, and antioxidants. Instead of providing any real nutritional value, it fills the body with empty calories and harmful substances that displace healthier food options. When bacon takes the place of nutrient-rich foods, your prostate misses out on the building blocks it needs to function properly and defend itself against disease. Bacon's addictive nature also makes it easy to overconsume. The combination of salt, fat, and chemical additives triggers reward pathways in the brain, creating cravings that lead to regular, mindless eating. The more often bacon shows up in your meals, the more cumulative damage it can do, not just to your prostate, but to your entire system. Long-term exposure to these harmful substances silently undermines your health. Next, we have cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers may be the go-to comfort food for millions, but what most people don't realize is that this fast food favorite can quietly destroy your prostate health. Loaded with processed meat, high-fat cheese, refined buns, and a cocktail of additives, a cheeseburger is more than just a tasty meal. It's a dangerous mix of ingredients that work together to promote inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and increased risk of prostate diseases. While the damage might not show immediately, regular consumption can silently build up over time and cause long-term harm to both the prostate and overall well-being. One of the most harmful components in cheeseburgers is the high amount of saturated fat, primarily from the beef patty and cheese. Saturated fat increases LDL cholesterol and contributes to systemic inflammation, a major trigger for prostate enlargement and irritation. Studies have found that diets rich in animal fat are directly linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer. The fatty acids can disrupt cellular health in the prostate and lead to hormonal disturbances that fuel abnormal cell growth. With every greasy bite, the body absorbs more of these fats, pushing the prostate toward dysfunction. The cheese in cheeseburgers is often highly processed and full of additives and sodium. This adds another layer of harm. High sodium intake has been shown to increase the likelihood of inflammation throughout the body, including in the prostate. It also contributes to high blood pressure, which reduces blood flow and oxygen supply to organs, including the prostate gland. Without proper blood flow, the prostate is less able to detoxify and repair itself, leaving it vulnerable to disease. Let's not ignore the refined white bun that holds everything together. These buns are made from refined grains that have been stripped of nutrients and fiber. Refined carbohydrates spike blood sugar levels rapidly, and over time, this can lead to insulin resistance and chronic inflammation, two factors that are increasingly linked to prostate enlargement and cancer. Men who consume high glycemic foods like white bread and sugary condiments regularly are putting their prostate health at risk with every bite. Most cheeseburgers also contain chemical additives and preservatives used to extend shelf life and enhance flavor. These include nitrates, artificial flavors, and flavor enhancers, many of which are classified as carcinogens. When consumed frequently, these substances increase oxidative stress in the body and damage DNA. The prostate, a hormone-sensitive organ, is particularly susceptible to this kind of cellular damage, increasing the risk of both benign and malignant growths. Then there's the issue of grilled or charred meat. When beef is cooked at high temperatures, especially on open flames or grills, it produces harmful compounds called heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These compounds are linked to prostate and other cancers because they interfere with DNA and promote mutations. The more well done the patty, the higher the concentration of these carcinogens, meaning your favorite charbroiled burger could be a silent threat. Fast food cheeseburgers are also notorious for their calorie density and portion sizes. Eating high-calorie meals consistently leads to weight gain and obesity, which is one of the leading risk factors for aggressive prostate diseases. Excess body fat, especially around the abdomen, disrupts hormone levels, increases estrogen, and decreases testosterone, all of which contribute to prostate inflammation and enlargement. Obesity also raises levels of insulin, like growth factor, IGF-1, a hormone linked to the growth of prostate tumors. Moreover, cheeseburgers offer very little in terms of protective nutrients. There are almost no antioxidants, no fiber, and very little zinc, an essential mineral for prostate health. When your diet is dominated by meals like cheeseburgers, your body misses out on key vitamins and minerals needed to fight off inflammation and maintain a healthy prostate. The damage is worsened when such meals replace whole, plant-based, and nutrient-rich options in your daily routine. Another overlooked danger of cheeseburgers is the combination of sugar and fat found in many fast food versions. Sugary ketchup, sauces, and soft drinks often accompany the meal, creating a perfect storm of inflammatory triggers. This sugar-fat combo is especially harmful to metabolic health, increasing the risk of insulin resistance, diabetes, and chronic low-grade inflammation, all of which put tremendous stress on the prostate and other vital organs. Next, we have fried chicken. Fried chicken might be a beloved comfort food across the world, but beneath its crispy golden coating hides a cocktail of ingredients and cooking methods that can seriously damage your prostate and overall health. While it may satisfy cravings and bring temporary pleasure, eating fried chicken regularly can silently contribute to inflammation, hormonal imbalances, and long-term prostate problems. The combination of deep frying, processed oils, seasoning additives, and unhealthy fats makes this dish far more dangerous than most people realize. One of the most harmful aspects of fried chicken is the type of oil used in cooking. Most commercially fried chicken is cooked in vegetable oils like soybean or corn oil, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids. When consumed in excess, omega-6s promote chronic inflammation in the body, including in the prostate gland. Chronic inflammation is a key factor in the development of prostatitis, benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even prostate cancer. Regular exposure to these oils creates a pro-inflammatory environment that silently harms your internal organs over time. The high temperature used in deep frying also creates toxic compounds known as advanced glycation, end products, AGEs. These compounds form when proteins or fats combine with sugar during high heat cooking. AGEs trigger oxidative stress and inflammation in the body, damaging tissues and organs. The prostate, being highly sensitive to oxidative damage, becomes especially vulnerable when these compounds accumulate. Over time, this can lead to the breakdown of healthy cells and the promotion of abnormal growth. Fried chicken is also extremely high in saturated and trans fats. These fats raise LDL cholesterol levels, which leads to clogged arteries and reduced blood flow throughout the body, including the prostate. Poor circulation prevents the prostate from getting the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function properly and heal. Additionally, saturated fats have been shown to increase the risk of prostate cancer by promoting cellular mutation and hormone disruption, especially when consumed frequently. Most versions of fried chicken are also heavily salted, containing an excessive amount of sodium. High sodium levels not only increase blood pressure, but also contribute to inflammation and fluid retention. This places extra strain on the kidneys and bladder, which are closely connected to prostate health. For men already experiencing urinary symptoms or prostate enlargement, excess sodium can worsen these issues significantly, leading to increased discomfort and a higher risk of complications. The breading on fried chicken, often made from refined white flour, adds another layer of concern. Refined carbs rapidly spike blood sugar levels, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and systemic inflammation. This can directly affect the prostate by promoting the growth of abnormal cells and weakening the body's natural defenses. High blood sugar and insulin levels are linked to more aggressive forms of prostate disease, including cancer. In addition to the unhealthy ingredients, fried chicken is often prepared using seasoning blends that contain chemical preservatives and flavor enhancers. Additives like monosodium, glutamate MSG, and artificial flavors can trigger inflammatory responses in the body, and while they enhance taste, they can interfere with normal cellular communication. The prostate, being hormone sensitive, reacts poorly to such chemical interference, and regular intake of these additives may contribute to dysfunction over time. Fried chicken also contributes to weight gain and obesity due to its high calorie content. Obesity is one of the strongest risk factors for prostate issues, including aggressive prostate cancer. Excess fat, especially visceral fat around the abdomen, produces inflammatory molecules and estrogen, both of which disrupt hormone balance and weaken prostate health. The more frequently fried chicken is consumed, the more likely it is to push the body into a state of hormonal chaos. Another issue is the lack of protective nutrients in fried chicken. While it may be high in protein, it lacks fiber, antioxidants, and essential vitamins like vitamin D, zinc, and selenium that are crucial for prostate health. When meals like fried chicken replace nutrient-dense options, the prostate becomes more susceptible to stress, inflammation, and disease. It's not just what you're eating, it's also what you're missing. Next, we have onion rings. Onion rings may seem like an innocent and tasty side dish, but they could be doing more damage to your body, especially your prostate, than you realize. While they're often served as a fun, crunchy snack alongside burgers or fast food meals, their deep-fried nature and processed ingredients make them a hidden threat to your overall health. When consumed regularly, onion rings can trigger inflammation, oxidative stress, and hormonal imbalances that silently weaken your prostate and pave the way for serious problems down the road. One of the main dangers lies in how onion rings are cooked, deep-fried in vegetable oils that are often reused multiple times in commercial kitchens. These oils are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, create an imbalance in the body and promote chronic inflammation. The prostate is particularly sensitive to inflammation, which is a key factor behind many prostate conditions including prostatitis, benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even prostate cancer. Each bite of a crispy onion ring delivers more inflammatory compounds into the system, adding fuel to the fire. Frying also creates harmful compounds, such as advanced glycation, end products, ages, and acrylamide, both of which are produced when food is cooked at high temperatures. These toxic substances have been shown to contribute to oxidative stress, DNA damage, and cellular mutation. Since the prostate is a hormone-dependent organ with a high rate of cell turnover, it is especially vulnerable to oxidative damage caused by these cooking byproducts. Over time, this can increase the risk of abnormal growth or even malignancy. The breading and batter used to coat onion rings are made from refined white flour, which is stripped of nutrients and fiber. These refined carbs cause blood sugar levels to spike rapidly, which contributes to insulin resistance and systemic inflammation. High blood sugar and insulin levels are both associated with increased prostate size and a higher likelihood of developing prostate cancer. Moreover, refined carbs promote weight gain, another major risk factor for worsening prostate health. Onion rings are also heavily salted, with sodium levels that can exceed daily limits in just one serving. Excess sodium increases blood pressure and can lead to water retention, both of which place added stress on the kidneys and bladder. Because the prostate is located near these organs, any disruption in this system can worsen urinary symptoms and contribute to overall prostate discomfort. High salt intake also contributes to systemic inflammation, which again targets the prostate as a vulnerable site. Many commercial onion rings contain preservatives, artificial flavorings, and stabilizers that help extend shelf life and improve taste, but do nothing to support health. Some of these additives can interfere with hormonal balance, increase inflammation, and even act as endocrine disruptors. Hormonal imbalance is one of the major causes behind prostate enlargement and dysfunction, and regular consumption of these chemicals can gradually weaken your body's natural hormone regulation. Another problem with onion rings is their high calorie density and low nutritional value. They're typically consumed alongside other fast foods, making them part of a larger pattern of unhealthy eating. This pattern leads to weight gain, especially around the midsection. Belly fat produces inflammatory substances and increases estrogen levels in men, while lowering testosterone. This hormone imbalance directly affects prostate health and increases the risk of more aggressive prostate diseases. Even the onions inside the rings lose their potential benefits after being deep-fried. Raw or lightly cooked onions contain antioxidants and compounds that can support health, but once they are battered and fried at high heat, those benefits are destroyed. Instead of acting as an anti-inflammatory food, the onion ring becomes a pro-inflammatory snack, far removed from its natural state and loaded with harmful fats, calories, and chemicals. Onion rings also contribute to poor gut health due to their lack of fiber and the presence of processed ingredients. A healthy gut plays a vital role in managing inflammation and supporting the immune system. An imbalanced gut microbiome, caused by frequent consumption of processed fried foods like onion rings, can lead to systemic inflammation that impacts not just digestion, but prostate health as well. Next, we have pepperoni pizza. Pepperoni pizza might be one of the most beloved comfort foods around the world, but beneath the gooey cheese and spicy slices lies a dangerous combination that could be harming your prostate and overall health. While it may feel like the perfect treat for a weekend night or a quick meal on a busy day, eating pepperoni pizza regularly can silently contribute to inflammation, hormone imbalance, and a higher risk of serious prostate issues. Its ingredients, cooking methods, and processed nature make it far more harmful than most people realize. The most concerning component of pepperoni pizza is the processed meat itself. Pepperoni is a cured meat filled with sodium, saturated fats, nitrates, and chemical preservatives. These substances are known to increase inflammation and oxidative stress in the body. Nitrates and nitrites used in curing meats like pepperoni can form carcinogenic compounds called nitrosamines when exposed to high heat, especially during baking. These compounds are strongly linked to cancer, including prostate cancer, making pepperoni a significant red flag for men concerned about their long-term prostate health. Another problem lies in the saturated fat content found in both the pepperoni and the cheese. Saturated fats raise LDL cholesterol, which leads to poor blood circulation and increased inflammation. Poor circulation limits the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the prostate, weakening its ability to repair and protect itself. Over time, this chronic state of low-level inflammation and reduced blood flow can contribute to prostate enlargement and increase the risk of abnormal cell growth in the gland. The pizza crust is usually made from refined white flour, which rapidly spikes blood sugar levels. High glycemic foods like this cause the body to release large amounts of insulin, contributing to insulin resistance and inflammation throughout the body. Insulin resistance has been linked to the development of prostate issues, including more aggressive forms of prostate cancer. These blood sugar spikes also contribute to weight gain, another major factor in poor prostate health. Most pepperoni pizzas are incredibly high in sodium, coming from the crust, cheese, sauce, and especially the pepperoni. High sodium intake has been associated with increased inflammation, water retention, and high blood pressure. This creates additional stress on the kidneys and bladder, both of which are closely connected to the prostate. When these systems are under stress, the prostate can also become inflamed or irritated, leading to urinary symptoms and increased discomfort. The cooking process itself doesn't help. Baking pepperoni pizza at high temperatures produces harmful compounds like heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, which form when meats are cooked at high heat. These compounds are known to damage DNA and contribute to the development of cancer. The prostate, a hormone-sensitive and rapidly dividing tissue, is particularly vulnerable to this kind of cellular damage. Pepperoni pizza is also a calorie-dense, nutrient-poor food. It offers little in terms of antioxidants, fiber, or vital nutrients like zinc, vitamin D, and selenium, all of which are essential for maintaining a healthy prostate. When meals like pizza replace nutrient-rich foods such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, your body is deprived of the elements it needs to fight inflammation and support hormonal balance. The result is a weakened defense system and increased susceptibility to disease. Over time, the consumption of pepperoni pizza can contribute to obesity due to its high calorie and fat content. Obesity is a well-established risk factor for aggressive prostate disease. It promotes estrogen production in men and lowers testosterone levels, creating an environment that supports prostate cell overgrowth and inflammation. Belly fat, in particular, increases the production of inflammatory cytokines, which can fuel the progression of prostate disorders. Chemical preservatives and flavor enhancers found in the sauce, pepperoni, and sometimes the cheese can further irritate the body. Additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG, and other artificial ingredients may disrupt hormone levels and contribute to inflammatory responses. These additives may enhance flavor, but they also carry long-term risks, especially for organs like the prostate that rely heavily on a stable hormonal environment. Last, we have sausage sandwiches. Sausage sandwiches might be a staple of fast breakfasts or comfort lunches, but what's packed between those buns could be quietly damaging your prostate and overall health. Loaded with processed meats, sodium, saturated fats, and chemical additives, sausage sandwiches are a hidden threat to men's wellness. While the taste might be tempting, the ingredients used in these sandwiches create a perfect storm for inflammation, hormonal disruption, and long-term prostate complications. Regular consumption doesn't just affect your waistline, it could be setting the stage for serious internal damage you can't immediately feel. One of the most dangerous components of sausage sandwiches is the processed meat itself. Sausages are typically made from ground pork or beef, mixed with preservatives, nitrates, nitrites, and artificial flavors. When heated to high temperatures, these chemicals can transform into nitrosamines, known carcinogens that have been linked to several types of cancer, including prostate cancer. These compounds can damage cellular DNA, triggering abnormal growth in sensitive tissues like the prostate. And because sausage is often cooked until crispy or charred, the risk of forming these harmful compounds is even greater. The saturated fat content in sausages is another major concern. High levels of saturated fat have been shown to increase LDL cholesterol, reduce blood flow, and contribute to chronic inflammation throughout the body. For the prostate, which relies on consistent oxygen and nutrient delivery through healthy blood vessels, restricted circulation can mean less resilience against cellular damage and reduced ability to repair itself. This inflammation, fueled by fat-heavy foods like sausage, is a key driver of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and prostatitis. Sausage sandwiches also typically come with refined white bread buns, which are made from flour stripped of fiber and essential nutrients. These refined carbohydrates rapidly spike blood sugar, promoting insulin resistance and systemic inflammation, two key contributors to prostate dysfunction. Over time, frequent consumption of refined carbs can lead to excess weight gain, metabolic syndrome, and increased risk of aggressive prostate issues. The soft, fluffy bread may seem harmless, but it plays a role in worsening internal imbalances. Sodium is another hidden danger in sausage sandwiches. Both the sausage and the bread are often loaded with salt, and depending on the sauces or condiments added, the sodium levels can be staggering. Excessive sodium intake raises blood pressure and contributes to inflammation and water retention. For men dealing with urinary issues or prostate enlargement, high sodium makes these symptoms worse by stressing the kidneys and bladder. It can also contribute to cellular inflammation inside the prostate itself. Let's not forget about the additives. Most sausage products contain a long list of preservatives, artificial colors, and flavor enhancers. These additives, while extending shelf life and improving taste, can interfere with hormone function and trigger inflammatory responses. Since the prostate is highly sensitive to hormonal fluctuations, consuming foods that destabilize hormonal balance can promote overgrowth of prostate tissue and lead to increased risk of cancer or chronic pain conditions like prostatitis. The combination of high fat, high calorie, and low nutrient density makes sausage sandwiches a major contributor to weight gain. Belly fat in particular produces excess estrogen and inflammatory cytokines in men, disrupting the natural balance of testosterone and putting pressure on the prostate. Obesity is not just a cosmetic concern, it's one of the most powerful drivers of prostate inflammation, dysfunction, and cancer progression. Sausage sandwiches are energy-dense and nutrient-poor, making them a direct path to this dangerous state. Even the condiments used in sausage sandwiches can add to the damage. Sugary ketchup, oily mayonnaise, and artificial sauces often accompany these meals, further increasing the intake of processed sugars, fats, and additives. This sugar-fat chemical combination adds to the toxic burden your body must process and elevates inflammation levels even more. The cumulative effect over weeks, months, or years can push your prostate past its tipping point. Sausage sandwiches also lack the beneficial nutrients needed to protect the prostate. There are no antioxidants, very little fiber, and almost no vitamins like zinc or selenium that are crucial for prostate health. Instead, you're getting a calorie-dense meal that actively depletes your body's defenses. When sausage sandwiches become a regular part of your diet, they replace the chance to eat foods that could actually nourish and support your body.